Welcome everyone. I'm back again with a new doll for my tarot card series. So far I've created my interpretation of the Devil and the Empress card, and today I will be creating the Magician. I wanted this character to be quite imposing, so I looked towards the big sister Monster High dolls, since their body sculpt is taller and more muscular than the regular line. This Headmistress Bloodgood doll has a beautifully harsh face with prominent features, including these insane cheekbones, and I think this base will be perfect for my project. This doll has a special neck peg, which allows her head to be removed super easily, which means I don't have to heat her head up in order to remove it safely, which is really convenient. Off camera, I cut off all her hair and use 100% pure acetone to wipe away the factory makeup. I also spray 2 layers of Mr. Super Clear aerosol varnish to create a paper-like texture that I can start drawing on top of. The sculpting around the eyes is really intense, so I have to think carefully as I'm reshaping and resizing them. I want to give this doll heliochromia, so I outline one iris in navy and the other in brown. I can then fill them in with colour and also start building up the opacity of the whites of the eyes. I mix up a cool red pastel dust to start adding colour to the lips. I also start blushing the face. I normally blush either the tip or bridge of the nose to create a cute look, but this time I blush just on the outside of each nostril to create a more realistic, makeup-free look. I want the blushing to be quite blotchy, so I go in with pastel dust quite intensely, and then, using a dabbing motion with my kneaded eraser, I remove most of it, leaving a mottled effect behind. I also use pastel dust to start mapping out the shape of her eyebrows. I go back and forth, adding the pastel dust and then taking it away with the kneaded eraser until I have 2 symmetrical brows that I'm happy with. I seal in all that work with a layer of Mr. Super Clear, and then can go in again with my watercolour pencils to build up opacity on the shapes I laid down in the first layer. I also add some shadowing around the eyes to help disguise the factory moulding, as well as giving the character a darker, mysterious look. I add some freckly imperfections to the skin with some watercolour paint, dotting on a small amount and removing the excess with a cotton pad. Because it's watercolour, I can also use an eraser to reshape any spots I'm not happy with, and to also pull back any opacity if I think the spots stand out too much. I use my very pigmented Derwent Inktense pencil to draw in the first layer of eyebrow hairs. I like doing this step first to help give a sense of the pattern and direction of the hairs. After this, I go in with a much less pigmented Faber-Castell pencil to add lighter, more feathery hairs in between. I use a similar technique to add in the eyelashes, making some very distinct and sharp, and some that are more light and feathery. To finish the illusion of full eyelashes, I add some dark shadowing around the top and bottom lashes. I also add in some small striations to the eye for added detail, and sketch in where I want the catch lights to go. These don't have to be perfect, as I will finalise the shape when I go in with paint, for a clean and opaque finished look. I do some little highlights with a cream pencil around the face. I think this step is so important to give the face more dimension, and to trick the eye into believing that the face catches the light where I want it to. To finish the blush and to add a glowy highlight, I add some of this metallic red powder to the cheeks, lips, and forehead. I also add a peachy Pearl-X powder all over the face, but focus it on the high points. I then use a wet brush to lift pigment off a watercolour pencil to paint on the final touches of the face. This includes the catch lights, as I already mentioned, as well as highlighting some brow hairs, some of the wrinkles in the eye socket, and where the waterline will catch the light. I then use black to emphasize the individual hairs of the brow and the eyelashes. I also paint on more tiny details onto the iris with light brown and blue watercolours. As a final step, I add some white highlights to her lashes. I brush on some gloss to her eyes and lips, and the face up is all done. I wanted to give this doll brown hair styled into a kind of shag or wolf cut, with wispy layers cut shorter around the face, almost like a fashion mullet. I wanted to give them kind of androgynous vibes. I received a comment on my Devil video asking me to create a butch lesbian character as part of the tarot series. I don't really believe that different sexualities always look specific ways, but in my head this magician character is definitely queer, with a strong balance between their masculine and feminine energies. I apply the hair directly to the head with quick drying fabric glue. This bottle of glue was drying out, so it's not my most seamless application as far as getting the hair onto the head, but you can't tell it all with the finished result. I definitely need to buy a new bottle though. To create the part line, I create two wefts with PVA glue and use a hair straightener to press a crease in. I can then glue them next to each other on the head to create the finished hair. I wanted to create a silky, flouncy shirt with big pirate vibes. I create one sleeve with a cuff, and on the other I change the pattern slightly so that this sleeve can be worn rolled up. I just cut a shape that will make that nice and easy to do. Off camera, I hand stitch all the pieces together as usual, and I also create some pants for her. To keep the silhouette nice and fitted, I decide to sew her into the outfit. I use a ladder stitch, which is a clean and easy way to finish off the outfit. This stitch is also super easy to unpick in the event that someone might want to remove the clothes, while still keeping them relatively intact. To finish off the shirt, I add some silver buttons to the end of the unrolled sleeve. I usually love adding gold details to my dolls, but in folklore, silver is believed to have magical properties, as well as being an antidote to many illnesses and a defense against mythical creatures. So I thought it suited this magician character a lot better. I will be giving her a powerful and magic staff, so I'm going to create some protective gear for her wielding arm. I make a little pattern with some masking tape and then transfer it to some black leather and cut it out. I also cut some short leather straps and glue them in place, using little clips to stop them from moving around while the glue dries. I I then add some silver nail charms to act like studs or grommets on the straps. I filmed just adding one to each end, but I later go back in and add more across the entire length of the straps. Using the same straps and some silver jump rings, I create some details to use to decorate a large belt for our doll. Simply threading the strap through, folding it over and gluing it in place, and repeating over and over again. I cut some more leather pieces to be the main body of the belt, and then glue all the pieces together. I also add more silver details. I have this silver evil eye charm in my stash, and I really wanted to incorporate it into her design somehow. I cut a length of chain and also pull out some more charms as well as some small silver bells. I used the smallest silver jump rings I could find to add all these details to the chain. I then add the chain onto one side of the belt, draping it around her hips and securing it in the back with another little detail made from some more leather and a large jump ring. From the same leather, I also cut out these slightly curved rectangular shapes and start adding silver eyelets to the shorter edges. These will become the cuff of her boots, which can be laced up through the eyelets. You can't see me hammer them in on camera, but you definitely can see the table shake. I also prepare some more strappy details with different sized eyelets to decorate the boots. And for the base, I'm using the Mistress Bloodgood boots, so they'll definitely fit the big sister body type without a problem. All the elements get glued into place, along with a length of leather to hide the cut in the back of the factory boots. And of course I add in some laces using black embroidery thread. I'm going to be using this crazy pattern fabric to create a coat for this doll, but the original fabric was just a little too vibrant and warm-toned for what I pictured in my head, so I used some alcohol inks to try and dull the colours just a little bit. It's hard to tell on camera, but the subtle change was exactly what I wanted. You can tell from the back of the fabric just how much colour I added in with the inks. In the original Rider-Waite tarot deck, the magician is seen wearing a red cape, which I wanted to reference but not copy. I decided to create a coat that would just sit over her shoulders. I wanted the coat to have a pattern that was kind of shifty and kaleidoscopic, inspired by the shimmery effect that the invisibility cloak from Harry Potter has when it's not being worn. I also realised that this over-the-shoulder coat design looks a lot like Howl from Howl's Moving Castle. which was a total accident but definitely a happy one. I love incorporating a lot of different references, almost like little Easter eggs in my dolls. I will also be giving her a hat which I'll make out of black felt. I feel like a hat was an important element to include, since for me, the word magician conjures an image of someone in a top hat, as well as, of course, the classic wizard's hat. So I wanted to reference these ideas, but choose a silhouette that was a little more unpredictable. I'm not very experienced with resin craft, but I definitely gave it my best shot for this project. I lost the footage for the first half, but I just mixed up some epoxy resin and swirled in some Pearl-Ex powders. Once that had set, I add the top half of this sphere mould and use hot glue to secure the seam just in case. I mix up a new batch of resin and pour enough to fill about half the remaining space in the mould. I then gradually add more and more alcohol ink to the resin to try and create a gentle ombre. I think I should have waited longer between layers of colour because they all kind of muddle together by the end. But the result is still really beautiful and interesting, so I'm pretty happy with myself. I sand off the small seam line left from the mould and give it a thin coat of resin to finish it off. I take a small wooden dowel and paint it black to create the base of her staff. I use UV resin this time to join the sphere and the stick together, curing it with my torch. I then cut out about 4 strips of Warbler thermoplastic, which I will use to create a twisted and gnarled branch effect. I heat each piece with my heat gun and fold and twist them to hide the raw edges and to start to create the details and nuances of the wooden branch. Once all the strips were prepared, I heat them all up and start to twist them around the wooden dowel. This video is already pretty long, so I won't show you all the footage, but it ended up looking something like this. To give the staff a shiny, varnished look, I give the entire thing a coat of UV resin and cure it under a nail lamp. And with that, she's all done. Without further ado, I present the Magician. I hope you love her. Shortly after sharing this video with you all, I will be posting a poll on my Instagram stories, asking you all to vote on the next character in the tarot card series. It will be between the Star and the Tower, so make sure you get your vote in. Thank you so much for watching, your support means so much to me. Make sure to like the video if you like it and leave a comment below. I read every single comment. Subscribe if you want to see more of my content, and I'll see you next time. Have an awesome day.